THC just to operate that thing. The segment of badass off-road focused pickup trucks is becoming more and more competitive. In the modern era, the F-150 Raptor really pioneered and dominated the segment, and then the Raptor got eaten by a T-Rex with the 700 horsepower supercharged Ram TRX. And then Chevy was like, well, I want in on this segment too. So we have this, the new Silverado ZR2. This is the first time the ZR2 moniker has been attached to the Silverado. We have the Colorado ZR2 prior to this, and it has a lot of functional updates, more capability, it looks more aggressive, a nicely refreshed interior. Special thanks to the Detroit 4Fest team for inviting me out here to the Holly Oaks Off-Road Park, because with an off-road focused truck, you have to take it off-road, right? We can't review this on just the highways of Metro Detroit. Let's talk about the powertrain and some of the mechanicals. So the good news for the ZR2, it has a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 that makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. That is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. We have a 2-speed transfer case and has front and rear differential lockers. And it gets even better. The ZR2 comes with Multimatic DSSV dampers. Those are the spool valve dampers that are found in anything from like a Ford GT to Camaro ZL1 WEN-LE to this, an off-road truck. So that technology has applications to both performance, road car, race car, track-oriented performance, and also off-road applications. And it's really, really impressive technology. Better ground clearance, it's 2 inches more than a Trail Boss up front, an inch in the back. It's got all these other adjustments to it to make it very capable. We have a skid plate up front. From a design styling standpoint, it is much more aggressive. I think this is the best application of the updated Silverado styling. When it first came out, I was like, ooh, that's not my favorite look. It was definitely aggressive, but it wasn't pretty. And now it fits. Blacked out grille here. This is a functional flow tie, so it's all for airflow. You can put your hand through the Chevy logo up front. We have these red tow hooks, again, the mentioned skid plate. The DRLs are also, they sweep when you did a turn signal. That's a really cool touch. There's a little integrated LED grille light too. I'm not exactly sure why that had to be separate from the main headlight assembly, but that's a touch there. ZR2 badging, and then all ZR2s get this kind of power bulge on the hood. It's black with the 6.2 liter badge on the side, letting you know that this still comes with a naturally aspirated V8. Something else really cool to note, the sides of the bumper, these end caps are removable and they cut in a lot. Like there's a sensor there, I think, but it cuts in. You can see the tire here. For A, it's easier to replace if this gets damaged. It's not the entire bumper assembly. It does also look pretty cool. We have 33-inch tires with exclusive 18-inch wheels, so that's much more functionally capable, but doesn't match up with the Raptor and the TRX. The Raptor can come with up to 37s now, so now you see what I say with the ZR2 doesn't quite exactly meet up against the Raptor and TRX beyond just power. Suspension travel is improved, but not on the same level. We have a ZR2 badge on the side here with the red accents that's etched on the flow tie up front, also here. We've got Silverado lettering on the sideboards right here too. Blacked out mirrors. This blue paint does look really cool. Overall, the Silverado ZR2 does look pretty badass. Around back, it's got that crazy multi-function tailgate too. It's a big truck. These are all getting bigger and bigger with the slightly higher suspension lift, the bigger wheels and tires. This got dropped off at my parents' house while I was driving in from Chicago, and I get a text from my dad and my brother going, "The truck is here. Holy crap, it's gigantic." So to regular people who aren't around trucks like this all the time, they're like, whoa, that thing is huge. With that, we're gonna drive it off-road, right? This is the fun part. We're gonna take it on some of these trails. We're gonna talk about the interior, some of the technology, what it's like to drive, and lastly, the value. All right, we're in the ZR2. We toggled over to off-road mode, and let's see what this thing can do. Oh boy, this is actually quite steep. Should I be in the ruts or should I go up on the side?
That's a personal preference thing.
No, that was user error. All right, put it into 4-wheel drive for this. I'm going up. We're in the truck and following Tom from Detroit 4Fest. Holy crap. This type of stuff is pretty extreme. We're in 4-low and just taking it nice and slow. I don't even have the differentials locked. We have front and rear lockers. You can lock the rear one or front and rear, which is industry exclusive, I believe, segment exclusive. That was pretty cool. Oh, that's Mount Magna. Looks like Magna sponsored that. Dang. This thing is impressive. Holy crap. Oh my God, I'm at like a 45-degree angle. So this is where the departure and approach angles are very, very helpful because we're not scraping anything. So the exhaust was rerouted to ensure that it could go under the bumper. The front bumpers with the cutouts and things like that, completely redone the skid plate. So you're not gonna be just destroying the front and rear overhang. So that was actually quite impressive, aggressive, and very comparable approach and departure angles to the competition. This is kind of insane. I am pointing just at the sky right now. It's like a 45-degree angle. And it looks like the Silverado ZR2 is handling this without a problem. So I got to come to the first Detroit 4Fest here at Holly Oaks Off-Road Park. It was awesome, a huge gathering of off-road enthusiasts, Jeeps. You had side-by-sides, Raptors. This year, the ZR2, there'll probably be a couple out here. It's happening in September at Holly Oaks, and it was pretty awesome. And today is it's an ORV park, so a bunch of people out. That guy is going for it in his Jeep. His license plate says second wife. I wonder if his first wife knows about it. I think she actually might be in the Jeep with him. That is intense. This will not be able to handle. So let's take a chance and talk about the interior. Chevy finally gave the Silverado the nice updated modern interior in terms of technology, materials that it really needed and deserved. Ram really led the segment. My Ram Laramie had a fantastic interior, the vertical giant Uconnect screen, and then Ford updated there, so the new F-150 Raptor, the latest generation, has really nice screens and technology, and now the Silverado has it with this, a full digital cluster. I think it's just over 12 inches, very nice, crystal clear, a lot of reconfigurable information and data. We're showing off-road mode now in 4 low, and then we have a larger 13.4-inch infotainment screen that supports wireless CarPlay, and it has all these built-in features too. I believe it has like Google built in, and it's got the cameras pulled up, and it's wide enough where it's landscape oriented. You can have essentially almost different segments. Below that, we have this huge array of buttons for your differential lockers. We have the hill descent control and parking stuff, tailgate opening. Below that, some climate settings, and this transmission selector here is actually exactly the same as the one in the Hummer, I believe. So they're using that for the kind of the more premium off-road focused vehicle brand. We have yellow stitching, which I find kind of interesting because all over the outside, it's all red accents. So that's kind of, I would have made more sense to have everything in terms of red accents here, the match like the ZR2 badge and the Chevy flow type badge, but yellow stitching all over, a really cool like textured pattern, almost looking like tire tread in the back of the seats here. They're more bolstered, a little more bolstered. The steering wheel is something I will complain about. It had the same problem as one of my other cars where if you're holding it right here in the middle, there's hard plastic right around these edges, and I don't love that. We do have the volume and track control things right on the back, which leaves kind of these vestigial paddle shifters. Otherwise, it's familiar, but very nicely updated. Really good technology. Digital rear view camera, got a sunroof here, really nice heads-up display too. Good materials overall, and apparently they're designed to be washable, not like machine washable. You can't power wash your interior, but if it gets dirty, dusty, muddy, you can wipe it off. That's also a nice touch there. A lot of storage, center console, wireless charging pad, plenty of space in the second row seats. So the Silverado ZR2 really does have a nice interior. I think this is just as nice as the newest Ram and the newest F-150, the Tremor. Comparable now, which it desperately needed because GM hasn't been the most competitive in terms of interior design and technology, but they are really stepping it up now. But with that, we're gonna, 4 low, we'll turn and we'll lock the differentials. Getting hand signals from Tom as we're doing video. Yeah?
Is just don't allow it to get too much speed because you're going to slide.
Yeah.
Just don't allow it to get too much speed.
Okay, should I use hill descent control?
No.
No?
Do not use that electronic.
You heard Tom, do not use that electronic crap. It does have hill descent control, but quote Tom, do not use that electronic crap. We're gonna take this slow, very slow. Holy crap.
Wait, what was that, Eddie?
Holy crap!
Yeah.
So far, oh, okay, now it starts flying. I literally say, so far that was easy. But as soon as I said that, nice and slow on the brakes. Oh man.
Almost to the bottom.
Yeah.
Dropping.
Oh.
Sweet.
Gonna turn hard right. Holy, yeah, there was definitely a wheel in the air. That See, off-roading is fun. I used to never think off-roading would be fun, but this is actually a lot of fun. Summarize up the ZR2 a bit. So I drove it on normal roads, city streets, took it on a short little highway stint, and it was actually quite good. The wind noise and tire noise wasn't as bad as I would have thought it would have been with off-road focused tires. It rides pretty comfortably. It is big, but not quite as enormous wide-bodied as the TRX and the Raptor. So that's where initially I thought the ZR2 would compete directly against something like the Ram Rebel or the F-150 Tremor. The F-150 Tremor I described multiple times as a Raptor on a diet, low-calorie Raptor, a lot of the ethos, but more usable. It could tow more, it wasn't as wide. This is kind of similar, but again, it's halfway between them, and that's where we get to the problem. The price. As option, this Silverado ZR2 is over $72,000, and that puts you pretty much in Raptor money. The Rebel and the Tremor start in the around like 50 grand. You can get a good 160 something. That being said, you can get them pretty expensive. These trucks are getting more and more expensive. My just Ram Laramie was almost $70,000. And then there is the added thing of markup. What is the actual commanded price in the marketplace? And if you can find yourself a Raptor for MSRP, let me know. I'll buy 3 of them because they're impossible to find. I think the average Raptor transaction price is close to $100,000. The Silverado ZR2, I think it will do well because it, from what I saw today, it's pretty dang capable. The interior is properly refreshed and it still has a V8. The Raptor and the Tremor come with EcoBoost V6s, which are boosty. They make a lot of low end torque. They're quick, right? But there's just something about the V8, and this is a really smooth, nicely paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. And it just, knowing you have a big V8 and the sound and the feel of it, it's great. So value, I won't say this is a good value. Would I buy one? I'd actually really consider this over the Tremor. I think I like this more than a Tremor because of the V8. I think it looks really aggressive. I like this new interior, and I've been seriously impressed off-roading this thing here, climbing up some of these things. It's quite good, and on the road it was pretty nice too. Is it efficient? No, I think I averaged 12 mpg today so far before doing off-road shenanigans. So don't buy a big Silverado off-road truck for fuel efficiency. That being said, also brand loyalty is something that is strong among American manufacturers, and I think even stronger among pickup truck owners, right? They're like, I'm a Ram guy. I'm not going to even consider anything that's not a Dodge Ram, or just a Ram now. I'm an F-150 guy, Ford guy. I don't want some of that Chevy junk. The Chevy guy goes, I don't want F-150 junk. It's fix or repair daily. Ha, ha, ha. So I think brand loyalty will inspire a lot of people who maybe they had a Trail Boss and they're like, well, look, the ZR2 is the new greatest thing. I'm going to get the Silverado ZR2. Would this be awesome if they wide-bodied it, put even more aggressive suspension, bigger wheels and tires, and threw that LT4 that I just got to experience and the Escalade V into this thing? Yeah, that would be epic. So whoever at Chevy is in charge, please do that, because that would be properly epic. Before what the ZR2 is, with the caveat that the price does seem a little higher than I expected compared to like a Rebel or a F-150 Tremor. It kind of slots in between the two of them. As long as you go in knowing this is not going to be a direct competitor to a Raptor or a TRX, I think you'll find that it's quite impressive. Quite impressive indeed. So there is my quick review, completely off-road actually, which is fun to try out, in the Chevy Silverado ZR2. This thing is impressive. It looks badass, has some great technology and equipment, and now we are ripping this thing off-road. So I'm gonna keep having fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.